River Ranch second version mixed track.
This is the land of the American cowboy. He came here over 150 years ago. No, it's not Texas, and it's not California. It's Florida, sun capital of the United States. Not many folks know it, but for years before they showed up out west, there were real honest-to-goodness cowboys living and working right here on the subtropical plains of central Florida. They were the originals, the very first cowboys, and they're still here, helping to make Florida one of the largest cattle producers in the country. The cowboy's way of life is about the same today as it was 150 years ago. On working ranches, they're up with the sun, and all day long they ride the range on their famous western quarter horses. And the land is just the same. The sunlight, the fresh air, the peace, quiet, takes you right back to the days of the pioneers. Now, at last, it's possible for folks like you and me to share in this life. It's the adventure of a lifetime, and it's all yours. At a place called River Ranch. River Ranch is set in the heart of Florida cow country, just 58 miles south of Disney World. There's a modern motel, fully equipped campsites, a golf course, marina, restaurants, all surrounded by 50,000 acres of Florida woods and prairies. River Ranch is an action resort for the whole family. It brings together the best of the Old West with all that modern Florida has to offer. We've even got our own landing strip for private airplanes, 5,000 feet of it, paved and lighted. We're as easy to get to by land as we are by air. You just head south from Disney World and watch for our signs. Once here, of course, the flavor is definitely Western. This cowboy's heading for the saloon for a welcome drink. Of course, there are other ways to cool off. I bet that felt good. This sure beats looking at a dusty cowboy in a saloon. Before you hit the trail, you might want to stop by the River Ranch Lodge and get acquainted with the other folks. You'll find they're mighty friendly, and all of them just aching to talk about exciting things to do on the ranch. Weekends are really jumping at our famous Western Cafe when the cowboys come to town. You can rustle up some mighty good eating here, or mosey over just any time to the River Ranch Lodge dining room for breakfast, lunch, or full-course dinner. The bunkhouse was never like this. Our large, airy rooms are a happy joining up of Western style with modern convenience. There's even a television in every room for you city slickers. Rodeos are a regular weekend thing around River Ranch. Our cowboys get a kick out of showing off for the tenderfeet. But things don't always end up the way they plan.
Oh!
Want to let off a little tension? Enjoy shooting? Try our championship skeet and trap ranges. They're the largest in Florida, and we can fix you up with everything you need for a morning or afternoon of real fun. Or maybe you'd like to try your hand at our archery range. Or how about tennis? You can play year-round on our regulation courts. There's no cold weather here. But let's not forget where we are. At River Ranch, Everybody's a cowboy. Right, partner? We've got gentle ponies for the youngsters and trail-wise quarter horses for the grown-ups. It's good, safe fun for the whole family. A ride along one of our many trails will show you a side of Florida you never knew was here. The wildlife around River Ranch is about the same today as it was 150 years ago when the first cowboys came. We got hundreds of different kinds of animals, birds, and flowering plants, all living in their natural environments, and they're all here for your pleasure. There's nothing like the smell of good food cooked over an open fire. And there's nothing quite like a River Ranch barbecue, a regular feature around here. Our cowboy cooks prepare the meal themselves, and it's served in a rustic setting that reminds you of the Old West. You know, River Ranch was once part of one of the largest cattle spreads in this country. After a hard morning's ride in the open air, it's a rare individual that can resist the lure of a man-sized steak or barbecued chicken and corn on the cob. And it all tastes as good as it looks. There's just something about this kind of life that perks up your appetite. It puts back that spark you used to have as a kid. By golly, life can be fun after all. Of course, if you'd like to hunt up your own food, that's okay too. We got plenty of game for everybody in our private hunting preserve. The Florida wild boar is one of our most interesting and dangerous residents. We've also got chukars, quail, pheasant, wild turkey, and other birds. This is the Kissimmee River. The town of Kissimmee is famous for building the first bar in America to serve mounted cowboys back in 1870. The Kissimmee River is famous for a big $100,000 bass fishing tournament. It's one of the best places in the world for bass. Speckled perch and brim, too. And we can fix you up with everything you need to catch them. What a way to spend a lazy afternoon. I don't think you could find a more peaceful setting or a finer way to end the day. Yeah, that's some catch. Those fellas did okay, didn't they? As the sun sets in the west and riders head for the River Ranch Corral, another day has ended, and the night is just beginning. Your evening meal can be just as plain or fancy as you want it. We got plenty of good old American cowboy fare, plus the kind of fancy dishes you'd expect in a big city restaurant. By this time, everybody's really enjoying themselves and the food. For some real down-home fun after dinner, drop into our sing-along piano bar and spend a couple of hours harmonizing on your favorite tunes, old and new. If you've forgotten the words, don't worry. We got songbooks for you. Or, if you're the romantic type, there's always the lodge and a quiet glass of wine. The lodge is a nice spot for conversations of all sorts. You'll always find interesting folks there to talk to and share experiences with. Of course, if you want real excitement, there's only one place to go. The River Ranch Saloon is the action spot. It's where the cowboys come to play. At River Ranch, we're famous for our Saturday night rodeos. We also have sing-alongs around the campfire. Well, it's been a long day with a lot of excitement and a lot of fun. We're mighty glad you could join us. You come see us now real soon. Right, partner?